Hi, I want to show you how I do taping, kinesiotape, for neck pain. Most people who have neck pain, it's in this area and goes into the shoulder. So I like this taping method. There are lots of different ways you can tape the neck, but this one involves the upper trap and the levator scapula, this muscle back here. So I like this taping version. I usually get the uncut rolls of tape, and so for me, I would just kind of roughly measure about how long I want it to be. And if you have a pre-cut roll, you could just use a whole pre-cut strip. So I'm gonna cut the tape. For me, it ended up being about 3 of these squares, a little more than 3. And then on one side, I'm gonna cut it in half, not all the way though, leaving this tail here, that's together. So this is the Y cut. And we're gonna round the corners so that they're less likely to pull off and roll. So just rounding the corners on each of those corners. I'm gonna do those together. Okay. So the first piece I'm gonna apply, and I'm gonna start it up high at, the hairline basically. And I'm gonna start with the bigger end, and I'm gonna just place the tape on my neck and give it a little rub, kind of activate that glue. And then I'm going to turn my head to the side bend my ear to my shoulder so that my neck is stretched. And then I'm gonna take one of the pieces and go down the back, kind of towards the shoulder blade. And I just pulled about 20%. So I'm not gonna pull the tape too tight. If you see, this is like 100%, 50%, maybe 25%. So I'm gonna lay down that on the skin, and then this last little part on both of these, you leave an anchor. So you're not pulling on the skin at all when you do that part. So I try to get down the back towards that top of the scapula or shoulder blade, and then one piece down the side of the neck where the muscle is tight. And then I take a second piece and we're gonna put it around here. So if you have a pre-cut strip, just do half of the pre-cut strip. So for me, I'll do it about here. It's a little more than 2 of these blocks. Again, I'm gonna round the edges. So then I have just this I strip instead of the Y. And I'm gonna put it on starting from the front. And this is gonna be in the area where I have kind of the most symptoms, the most pain or muscle spasms. And then here, I'm just gonna, again, pull about 25%, just come back and around. And then that top part, I'm just putting down with no tension. So then you can just rub the tape to activate the glue, and it should feel nice and supportive. And if you want to make these pieces a little bit longer, that's okay. If the tape starts to come off, you can just trim the little corners and leave the rest of the tape on, and usually can stay on for 3 to 5 days, giving a really nice carryover effect. And you can shower and bathe with it. And again, just trim those corners and keep the rest of it on as much as you can, and you'll have nice support so your muscles aren't contracting as much and resetting that muscle tension. And it also helps the circulation and blood flow to the fascia. So that's how I tape for neck pain.